Alright, at this stage, I got the fan, and I have the fan installation hardware. So what I'm going to try to do is take this alternator where I went ahead and put on that this pulley, which seemed to work fine. And the thing on this is, this is a aftermarket fan shroud and aftermarket this and a 90 amp. And I just have no idea how far in this thing has to sit so that it basically doesn't touch anything, and it needs to not hit on this either. So here I have my woodruff key, so I always have to be careful about that one. And but the first thing I have to do, because this is going to go on like this. Okay, let's see if, yeah, this is going to go on like this. And it has to basically not hit this mounting block here. So in order to do that, I'm really going to pound this guy in there with no wavy washer. With this mount, just not 100% sure, but the wavy washer was making it stand up. Okay, and that is in there. Now use the wavy washer on this side, but first, and that, that's going to go on with this. So the wavy washer is going to go underneath this guy. So this thing, I don't know if I'm going to need any shims here, but this has a woodruff key. So what I'm going to do here, so if I put this guy on, with the woodruff key, you have to make sure that it stays down on the back side as you're pushing this in. It is now. Okay. But nope. Look at that. It rubs. So what's interesting about that is I've got shims, and I believe I'm probably going to need. Okay, so I have shims of at least 3 varying thicknesses, a really fat one and a really thin one. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 of them on there, and let's just see if that gets me where I want to be. Okay, so that's 2 shims, and now I'll put this back on, keeping the woodruff key. Alright, so I wound up using one of these washers only on the bolt side. So the other one I'm just going to leave. I wound up using 3 of these little mini shims, and that's between the fan and the alternator. And so that wound up getting me a situation looking like this. So I put it in the shroud because I wanted to see the depth of it. Basically, I torqued this down. And this has, like I said, 1 washer under it. I didn't put a washer on the other side, but it has the funky shaped insert, so I think that's fine. And then 3 shims on the other side. Torque this down nice and tight. That is to say, just using I don't have a torque wrench. I might do that before I put it on. But I don't think it's coming off like that because somehow the threads on this bolt were very tight anyway somehow. But yes, that's in there with the woodruff key. And when I look at how this spins in the gap here, because I don't know what kind of gap you want here. The gap is, actually if you feel on the inside, there's something that kind of comes pretty close there. So the gap is not as big as it appears there. But when I turn this, turns great, doesn't hit anything. And I think that's gonna actually work out great. So that is the fan installation on the alternator. I will also have to check. I saw a little broken piece of alternator brush come out of the alternator, and so I have like 2 extras of these things, and that has the alternator brush on it. So I'm going to check this thing before it actually gets installed to make sure. It's a 90 amp alternator, and so that should provide plenty of power for my LED lights and everything else. All right.